You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm liking and warming up to these Tammy Abraham news. The latest reports have Tammy Abraham getting closer and closer to returning to Aston Villa. The reason why I'm warming up to it is for a few reasons. Let's remember, of course, in 2018, 2019, when Tammy Abraham scored 26 goals, helping Villa come back to the Premier League from the Championship under Dean Smith. Forever, he will be remembered for that tremendous season and remains very close to our hearts. And I've talked to Tammy Abraham before in the past, and he holds Villa in his heart as well. So, you know, personal terms, it doesn't surprise me that he could be making his move. Obviously, there needs to be an agreement with Besiktas, but, you know, that's one factor. The other factor to me, and, you know, the age was an issue, 28 years old, but, you know, he's still got many, many years to play. And here's the thing. Here's the other factor why I like this. Back in the day, Unai Emery had a player called Paco Alcácer, and he made him who he was at Valencia before he made a move to Barcelona. Paco Alcácer returned to Villarreal years later, and once again, helping Unai Emery's Villarreal do some magical things, including, of course, a Champions League semi-final after beating Bayern Munich. Paco Alcácer is very much like a Tammy Abraham. Very, you know, the stature is exactly the same. Both a poacher, but very, very skillful for somebody his size. And I think that Unai Emery looked at Tammy Abraham. He's been a fan of his for a while, but I think he can sort of create a sort of English version of Paco Alcácer in Tammy Abraham. And alongside the relationship that Tammy has with the club, you know, the emotional connection, there's something to be said about that. And I think that the more I think about it, obviously depending on what the financial situation is and how much, you know, Villa pays for him, I think, you know, the more and more I think about it, I'm liking this. Tammy Abraham, if you come back, we will welcome you with open arms, my friend.